Hey, what's going on, guys? Matt here, Blue Tail Survival. Kind of working in the garage today, getting my stuff set up. Oops, sorry, in the new house. Kind of all my gear right there. It's kind of all spread out right now, but we're getting there. What I'm going to do right now is I have the Kodiak canvas swag one-person tent. It's like a bivy tent. Getting ready to go hunting next week with a buddy. It's his tag, it's not mine. I didn't draw anything this year. But this is how it came packaged. Hope you can see that. I'm not using the GoPro this morning. I probably should, but I'm not gonna. So this is pretty tightly packed. So I'm gonna break it out. I'll show you all the contents after I get it all laid out. And then I'm not gonna show setting it up, but I'll just show you once it is set up and kind of like the inside. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is everything out of the bag. Right there we've got the bag for the bag, the Bivy bag, the Bivy tent itself, stakes, cordage, and then 3 different types. They all look the same, but there's actually 3 different size tent poles in there. Also comes with the instructions. The ground tarp here did not come with the swag tent. That actually came with a 10x10 over there. All 3 of them came together, but that was a Competitive Edge Products bonus gift for breaking a certain amount of money or whatever. So I'm going to set this up as it's recommended to do prior to your first trip, which, like I said, I'm going hunting next week. It also says to spray the canvas lightly with water and let it air dry. That'll shrink the canvas and tighten up the needle holes from the stitching to further waterproof it. So I'm going to get that set up. I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. Okay, so you're supposed to stake this. First thing, you stake it on all 4 corners. Hope the sun doesn't get too gnarly here. You stake all 4 corners tight and square to start. Obviously I can't do that. I don't have a yard. So sorry for that. So this isn't as tight as it should be. Sorry. So this all isn't as tight as it should be. Did the best I could. I tied off into the garage to pull the head portion tight. It took me about 15 minutes to set up. That's going back and forth to the instructions and kind of fidgeting with stuff. So probably seriously like 5-10 minutes to set this thing up out in the field. The pad, it comes with this pad here. It's actually a pretty good pad. I like it. I was worried about it. I thought it was going to be kind of like a cheap just like packing foam, but it's not. It's pretty legit. Even with it not tight, there's a lot of space on the inside. It's got a screen and canvas, so you can roll the canvas back and just have the screen. You can completely close it. This right here would be tied off with a provided guideline. This is all mesh down here. It can be unzipped from the inside. See, like basically all this can be mesh. Same thing with the feet. This would get tied off to a guideline, and then you can start to see kind of how big this thing really was. I'm going to zip it completely up here in a second so you can see it. Even on the concrete, that's my driveway, even on the concrete, that pad is awesome. So I think out on the dirt, grass, what have you, I think that's going to be really, really comfortable. So let me get that all buttoned up and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I finally tied it off. Hopefully now you can kind of see a little bit better how it looks. There's a few things I kind of left out of this. I'm going to add the technical specs at some point in this video, so be prepared for that. That's going to be kind of weird. Another thing, when you are done with this, just like any Kodiak canvas tent, it says make sure it's completely dry. If not, you're going to get a lot of mold. So it comes with this little foot pad here. This is like for you to do whatever you're going to do with your feet. You sit inside. This way you can have your dirty boots on. and kind of get into clean socks or however you're going to sleep. But you keep them on the pad instead of keeping them on the putting them on the dirt. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. When it's time to roll them up, or roll it up, this pouch right here, you just feed all the poles into that. You roll it from the head to the feet, and the feet have the straps. It says you leave the pad in, and you can even leave your sleeping bag on the inside, the ratchet or the tightening. That's the word I'm looking for. Whatever. The straps that cinch this thing down are oversized for that exact purpose. If you can't dry this, it says to fold it up really, really loose, and then once you get home, hang dry it. So I'm gonna spray this down with some water and let it air dry, and as it's recommended. And the next time you guys see this, I'll be out at Desatoya joining a buddy on a bow hunt for mule deer, which is just a week away. So again, this is the Kodiak Swag one-person bivy tent. Oh, I also got this for, I can't remember now. I'll have Paul put a little price tag at the bottom of the screen from Competitive Edge Products. Thanks for swinging by.